Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be covering Happy Town. I know I said covering wrong, I'm sorry. This is one of the most interesting ones to me, or like more interesting ones to me. But I hope you enjoy it. I'll be covering Kyoto next. Thank you. Sorry for like the long pauses. Anyway, on to the video. Happy Town is filled with bright colors and has many textures that have geometric faces on them. Happy Town has quite a few monuments and interesting shapes. Many of these shapes and monuments have static links, meaning that it takes you to one place 100% of the time. But some of these links go to places in Happy Town. Near the railroad is a Ferris wheel. This can be seen and ridden. There's a large castle in the center of the town and stands for trumpeters that lead to the entrance, and they'll play a song when the player arrives. There's also a train track that goes throughout the area, and a train tunnel. There are also mazes with knee-high walls that, I'll be honest, are super hard to get through. The colors make it very confusing. Each texture on the ground makes a different noise when we walk over it. Some of these noises are super annoying and extremely loud. There are many hidden messages in the ground. Some of the tiles spell out these words: happy, sex, sky, and LSD. Again, this isn't the drug name. I've covered this in the last video I made. The map also has a bear and what has become the mascot of the series, Linen. Here are some odd occurrences that appear for some reason. Textures don't change as much as other maps. The Gray Man also spawns here a ton for some reason. I'll cover him completely in a different video. There's just too much about him, and I think he deserves like his own video to himself. Just because he's so like odd and mysterious. Another odd occurrence is that while you walk around, things seem to appear like directly in front of you, and honestly sometimes it's just so like horrifying. You just have to like stop and like take it in for a second, because it just catches you so off guard. This is one of the places that is connected to the natural world using a tunnel. If you look at the walls of Happy Town and the natural world, they seem white and metallic, just like they seem inside with the kanji textures. There are many non-linkable things here, such as giant block man, star child, and a giant robot. There are also many house-type things with love above them, and some maze markers with a question mark or an arrow above them. The last few things are linkable. I just forgot to include that, I won't lie. Happy Town is always spelled with capital letters in the documentation of the game. I'll go over the textures of Happy Town at the end of this video. Now we're going to head over to the objects and entities who spawn here. The Aurora Borealis. This is seen in the Arctic part of Happy Town. Dependent on the color of the sky and the amount of fog, sometimes you can only see a bit of the colors that spawn. The Bunny. This bunny appears in a square enclosure pretty close to the castle. It'll spawn dancing with a teddy. Yes, the same evil teddy who watches murder movies in the Brightman cottage. They only spawn on B-type days. On B-type days, either the bunny or teddy will run away after a bit of time goes by. In some cases, they will both run away, kind of looking like a chase scene. How much do you want to bet that the bear is chasing the bunny? He's evil, I tell you. Evil! Touching the bunny will link you to the Moonlight Tower. There's a theory that the bunny linking to the Moonlight Tower throws a hint to the Japanese symbolism that bunnies and the moon are connected. From what I can tell, the bunny only has kanji textures. Here they are. This is a pair of lips that appear by the maze. When they appear, a loud kissy sound follows. Perfect for Valentine's Day. The big version sends you to the flesh tunnels, and the smaller version will just move towards you, but you cannot link with it. The Ferris wheel. This Ferris wheel is an object that can only spin on A-type days. This concept was also covered in my last video. The area around the Ferris wheel leads you to the Sun Faces Heat. The Ferris wheel ends the dream with a secret video. I will play that now. This video can only be seen on A-type days because it only occurs when you go idle near the spinning cards. Another event that can occur on A-type days when pressing the circle button while standing near the cards. This action will launch you into the sky, almost like riding on a Ferris wheel. This also ends your dream, but has no video. Apparently using the Ferris wheel circle button is a good speedrun strat to skip past A-type days. Ending your dreams with the secret video or circle button interactions is more of an upper on the chart. The opera singer. This is an unreachable character who stands on a pillar. He is missing his body from the waist up. However, he still has gloved hands. When the player gets close enough to the pillar he stands on, he has a chance to spawn, and he will start singing. On rare occasions, a group of singers can spawn on the ground near the pillar. Their spawns are dependent on the generations mechanic, just meaning that it's based on previous choices that you've made. You cannot link with the singers on the ground, either. This is what the opera singer voice sounds like. Speculation on the opera singer. In the Dream Journal, which I'll read at the end of this whole series, there's a page 78 to 79. This dream is titled Just the Bottom Half of an Opera Singer, and the art for this page is very similar to the game object. There is also a rare event where the train stops near the pillar and just flies in the air. This is seen as symbolizing the train station for the opera singers, or it could also symbolize death, as in the traditional flying up to heaven with opera in the back. There seems to be no texture change for the opera singer. The moon is an object that appears with the sun, and it is very similar to it. It looks like the moon from Soul Eater or Mactonite. It has an open mouth and a nose, and eyes. Speculation. Because of Happy Town being seemingly very childish and almost nostalgic to people, it could be an allusion to how children see the moon as a constant crescent. The Moon Throne. This is just a throne found in the castle. It is assumed that it belongs to the prince or princess. The links for this object are Bright Moon Cottage, Violence District, and Kyoto. Mushrooms. These are psychedelic looking mushrooms that show up in some corners of the map. They can vary in size from normal to stretched out. Linking with them sends you to another part of Happy Town. So speculation. A lot of these seem a little off. I'm not gonna lie. They may be a reference to the game's name, LSD, because the drug comes from ergot fungus. However, I doubt this is true, just because the game name doesn't actually stand for the drug. This one also makes no sense to me. Mushrooms are portrayed in most major religious texts. Then it goes on to say that they represent the idea of magic mana, or the endless pursuit of these ideas. I really don't know. The short and long mushrooms could symbolize how psilocybin containing mushrooms grow in the wild, and when you link with them, they just send you to another part of Happy Town. This could show the effects of mushrooms This could show the effects mushrooms give you in real life. Anyway, here are the textures for the mushrooms. I'm not gonna lie, but a lot of these seem not as well written as some of the other maps that I've seen. That kind of sucks. Because, I feel like this game just deserves, a lot more, or, it just deserves a lot more. And, I mean, it's the only resource for this game, so I can't be too horribly mad. The penguins. There are two types of penguins here. Multicolored, that appear in the Arctic parts of Happy Town, and the Maze of Questions. Sliding penguins can be found on icy parts of Happy Town. Both types appear when the player gets close. The multicolored penguin is an A-type object, however on rare occasions, penguins, or groups of penguins, can be seen on B-type days. On A-type days, a spinning question mark can be seen floating above the maze's wall. This shows that there's a multicolored penguin there. Sliding penguins have no determination on day type. Rare events with penguins. When a multicolored penguin spawns, there will be a floating question mark above it. This will follow the penguin as it goes through the maze. A similar, but even more rare event, are two penguins that can spawn, but one is for some reason invisible. The invisible penguin will have a question mark attached to him, so the question mark will just float around and the penguin under is still linkable. And the last rare event is a group of smaller multicolored penguins who spawn near a rock in the maze. All penguins link to Happy Town. There's also a huge penguin who can spawn, and cheater penguins who spawn on the wall. Here are the textures for the penguin. The Prince and Princess. This is a dancing couple who have no features, look like dolls or figures. They dance around the Happy Town castle. They are unlinkable, and if you try to link with them, you'll just walk right through them. The Prince and Princess only spawn on ape-type days. Speculation. There's a theory that before the game came out, they did link somewhere, but the location got cut from the game. The Soldiers. These are small cartoonish figures who march around and move in patterns. However, there's always 4. They look near identical to the Trumpeters, who sit on front of the castle. Their position changes depending on day type. They make footstep sounds as they walk. Their links are Monument Park and Happy Town. Speculation. The fact that they send you to Monument Park refers to people's habit to wander around parks aimlessly, like the soldiers do. I feel like this would make more sense if it was just soldiers protecting monuments, but anyway, here are the textures for the soldiery. The Star Throne. This throne is also found in the Happy Town Castle. This is also seemed to belong to the Prince and Princess, the same as the Moon Throne. Oddly enough, it seems to occasionally send players to the top of Brightman Cottage, where the astronaut is. Its links are Violence District, Brightman Cottage, as mentioned before, and the Natural World. The Sun. This one is honestly pretty basic, so it's going to be pretty short. This is an object similar to the Moon. There is no way to link with the Sun, and I guess nobody has ever tried to hack into it either. Here are the textures for the Sun. The Teddy Bear, also seen in Brightman Cottage. However, this is a larger version who bounces behind the bunny on B-type days. Teddy has the same behavior as the bunny. When approached, he will either run away or just stay there. The Trumpeters. These are toy-like objects who spawn in the stands outside the castle. They always play their trumpets when approached. They cannot be linked with because they're on the second set of stairs. However, linking with the staircase they sit on will bring you to Sunface's Heave, and is one of the only guaranteed ways to get there. They only appear on A-type days, so they're always there when the Prince and Princess are as well. Trumpeters are exact copies of the soldiers. The only thing different is the trumpet. In the demo movie, the trumpeters have a unique texture. However, they just have a single stretch texture in the final game. The astronaut samples their music slowed down by 0.25%. Here are the textures for the trumpeters. The Train. This is an object that will link the player to Clockwork Machines, the Natural World, or Kyoto. This is dependent on the train type. In the game booklet, there's a special thanks to a company called Beams. This is a Japanese clothing store that is used in a lot of the sexual textures. The normal texture for the train muzzle is the face seen on the bottom of the hanging cubes throughout Happy Town. The train has a sound, but due to the loading imperfections of the PS1, it will randomly stop, and the train will go dead silent. Types of trains. The fast train is only seen on B-type days, and it is seen near the Ferris wheel. It will suddenly come from the tunnel. This one has caught me off guard on multiple playthroughs. It can also spawn near the castle, moving towards the tunnel. When the player is hit, and it comes from the tunnel, it will link you to Kyoto. When the train is going inside the tunnel, it will link you to Clockwork Machines. The slow train only appears on A-type days. It is found in the southwest corner. It will spawn when you get close to the railroad. The train will link you to the natural world. Events and actions. Close to the Ferris wheel is a tunnel that the railroad leads into. If you try to go through the train tunnel, a train will appear and go towards the player. If you press the circle button before getting run over, you can teleport into the train and become the conductor. After a few seconds of this, you will have an auto link that happens, and it will take you to Kyoto. Another event is the train stopping near the pole that the opera singer spawns at. This is one of the most rare events in the game, as you need to wait a whole 2 minutes for the train to get there, and the train could disappear when it reaches the column. But if you're lucky enough, to get this event to happen, this is how the event will go. After a few seconds, the train will honk and start flying up into the clouds, and the trigger is dependent on actions and decisions in-game. Glitches. Dodging the train near the tunnel and following it to the castle will make an odd glitch happen. If you press the circle button, you will have the normal train conductor scene happen, but the train will despawn before you get auto-linked, and you'll be stuck floating in the dream. Until the dream ends. Here are the textures for the train. The whale. This is an animal that can appear in the northern parts of Happy Town. The whale will be seen jumping out of the water. The whale has no textures. Approaching the whale will cause it to jump out of the water and dive back in multiple times. Speculation. This may be based off of the text streams, Whale's Fin Parade, and the Whale Catcher. The flowers. My personal favorite. These flowers appear when walked very close to. Flowers can either be very small or very big. Flowers link immediately to Violence District. In the booklet, they give you thanks to beams again. These are the textures for the flower. Now on to changes by day type. A changes, spinning arrows and question marks. Princesses. Trumpeters, soldiers by Ferris wheel spinning, penguins, and Southwest train. B-type changes. Mushrooms, soldiers by mushrooms, floating lips, flowers, train by the tunnel, teddy bear, and funny. A quick look over of Happy Town. In Happy Town, the connections are the Natural World, Violence District, and Sun Faces Heave. The Gray Man is extremely common, and the STG number is 04. These are the textures for Happy Town. Also, just before anybody says anything about this, I know a lot of stuff seems like it's copied from the wiki. There's just like not a lot of like things to find out about the game, so there's no other good source of info. However, I still hope you enjoy the videos. Thank you so much for watching, and in the next video I'll be covering Kyoto. Please be sure to like and subscribe so more people can see this video. Again, thank you so much for watching. From the bottom of my heart, it means a lot to me. I'll see you in Kyoto. Sorry about the kind of like chaotic video. I made this video like 7 months ago, I think, and I'm just now like getting it finished, so I'm just kind of picking at scraps. The next video is for sure gonna be better. Again, I'm not doing Kyoto on the next video. It's gonna be the Gray Man. I know that I worked a lot harder on the Gray Man video. It should be a lot simpler. But I hope you enjoyed. I will try to come out with more videos. I know that sounds like a very empty promise, but I will try my best to stay on task and get these videos out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, do everything. Preferably comment. I mean, I know this video hasn't been great, but I want to hear your input, your feedback. Alright. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.